Hi, my name is Alana. I'm 16. What are you proud of in your appearance? I am proud of my gorgeous hair. It would be a tragedy for me to lose it, but it happened. Watch this story to the end, and you will learn how I lost my hair but gained a loved one. I have a sister, Hannah, who is 15, but few people know about this because it is a real shame to have such a sister. She doesn't consider it necessary to look even a little cute. She has never gone to a party in her life. Of course, she never had a boyfriend, but she's smart. I mean, a complete nerd. So I try not to communicate with her in public and generally pretend that she does not exist. Will she understand my joy? I sent an application for the Miss 16 beauty contest, and I was accepted. This was the chance of my life. My friends helped me prepare. We came up with a cool outfit and an amazing event. The whole family came to support me, including Hannah. More people seemed to be looking at Hannah's ridiculous costume than at the stage. If someone realized that this scarecrow was my sister, I would be kicked out in disgrace. And here was the finale, me and some other girl. It was obvious to me, but the jury decided that we needed to complete another task. Oh my God, not this! Science quiz. It seemed I got into the Miss Nerd contest. I knew I was in trouble. Hannah knew all this for sure. I looked at her in despair. Hannah was sending me some signs. I tried to decipher them. It turned out so-so. And because of the stupid quiz, I lost the contest. Have you ever had an important mission go sour because of some stupid little thing? Write it in the comments how it happened. The world around me was suddenly gray and dark. Nothing pleased me. Hannah was babbling something. Just like an old grandmother, she said modern competitions were not only about beauty, but also about a harmonious, multifaceted personality. I asked as politely as I could for her to leave immediately. It's good that there are real friends in the world who came, comforted, told me what a terrible competitor I had. That's what I understand. A real support. I felt like I was coming to life. I even had the strength to find a new competition where I could be appreciated. But it turned out that geeks got in there too. The first stage was not a photo in the image or even a video of talents, but an essay on the topic external beauty is even more precious when it covers the internal. This phrase was invented by some Shakespeare. I googled him. Ugly, old, and bearded. Clearly, he did not understand anything about beauty. I spent 2 days without sleep or rest working on my essay. I even wrote the first line, but it didn't go any further. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. Hannah brought me a cup of hot chocolate. I was so tired of this stupid essay that I even complained to Hannah, and she said she could help me. And in 2 hours, she wrote a huge text. There was everything that the jury might like. Something about ecology, something about world peace, and some other bullshit. Anyway, Hannah's essay received a high score and I was called to the next stage. In honor of my success, my friends threw a huge party. The day before, my mother called me aside and said that it would be nice to thank Hannah and call her too, but she would disgrace me there. Although, to be fair, she did help me. I told Hannah to come, but to dress decently so that I wouldn't have to blush for her. She promised me faithfully. I came to the party earlier. Hannah still had to go to the library. So I only found out about her arrival when I was asked to go see the horror show. She was standing in the doorway in the dress I was going to throw away with her curls straightened. One of the girls said she was like me if I had been a comedy character. Throughout the party, I tried not to meet Hannah or even be in the same room with her. I would have called my party a failure if it wasn't for Zach. He was my friend's brother, a very cute and awesome pitcher. At this party, we finally managed to communicate properly. I think he liked me too. Then, at the most crucial moment, Hannah barged into the room and demanded that I talk to her. Why were these smart people so crazy? I explained to her as best as I could that she was a little out of time, and she whined and ran home. What a relief. Zach was very cool, but it was time to go home. I already imagined what I would get from my parents for hurting my poor little sister. But everything was quiet at home. According to the folks' version, Hannah just left early so as not to oversleep for school. Here's the news. Hannah didn't go snitching. Why such a gift? However, she refused to explain anything to me. She ignored me. On the weekend, we went to see new furniture for our rooms. And we met Zach at the store. What a surprise! Hannah suddenly turned as red as a tomato at the sight of Zach. Why would that be? And when Zach asked me out, she stepped on my foot with all her might. When I howled, Hannah said in a sweet voice that our parents were waiting for us, so we should hurry. And she took me away from Zach. Am I so lucky? Or are your siblings also interfering with your personal life? Tell us in the comments if you have had this experience. For the second stage of the competition, it was necessary to prepare a musical number. I made up a great story. At the beginning of the number, I would have a high hairstyle with a lot of ribbons, like in the series about the French Queen. And in the middle of the song, I would let my hair down in one movement and it would fall over my shoulders. For the number, I needed a person who would stand in the wings and hand me the props. As luck would have it, none of my friends could. Suddenly, Hannah said that she would be happy to help me. Just before my number, I ran into the dressing room for a second and suddenly caught my hair on the hanger. What fool put it there? I was in the trap. Neither here nor there. In my desperation, I started screaming for help. Hannah came running. She tried to pull the hanger out of my hair, but it was stuck. Hannah said that she would have to cut the ribbons. It was a disaster, but I decided it was better than being tied to a hanger. I decided to change the number. I would go out immediately with my hair down. Hannah took a pair of scissors, and then I saw my own hair flying at my feet. I jerked to get out and pulled out a huge chunk of my hair. I felt my head. It was a nightmare. Creepy, shaggy, blunt bob. It was beyond repair. With such a nightmare on your head, you can't show yourself to people. I lunged at Hannah, but she dodged me. She started yelling at me, sobbing. It turned out that she had been in love with Zach for ages, and she was wildly jealous that Zach had chosen me over her, and she decided to take revenge. I ran away, and from this competition where I could only disgrace myself, and from damned Hannah. Of course, the hair couldn't be saved, but maybe I could still think of something. It would be better to wear a wig so that no one could see the horror on my head. But at home, another portion of the nightmare was waiting for me. Someone had already uploaded my photos from behind the scenes online, and under them, there were already a lot of comments with laughing and vomiting emoticons. One girl from our class, who I thought was my friend, had even done a meme. Your photo before and after walking through the trash. There were jokes in my DMs, such as whether I now worked as a scarecrow and whether I cut my hair with a lawnmower. Ha ha. I decided not to leave the house until my hair grew back. I sat there and hated myself. Everyone laughed at me and bullied me, like they did with Hannah. My God, it turned out that my sister experienced this every day. Poor Hannah. How strong she had to be that she didn't break. I cried because I was among those who bullied my sister. I ran to Hannah and begged her to forgive me. She apologized for her stupid outburst, but I thanked her. It wasn't until I lost my gorgeous hair that I could understand how my sister felt. I promised Hannah that I would help her become beautiful. We went shopping together and I helped her choose beautiful modern clothes. I taught her how to make up. I showed her that she could be absolutely beautiful, but not the way I was. Hannah was happy. And for the first time, I felt that I had done something good for someone close to me. And it was as good as winning the coolest beauty contest. Put a like if you like my story. Subscribe to the channel. There will be a lot more interesting stories here.